Before showing the table about the Yom Kipur War, which took place 40 years ago, and now many things, new things were found about it, we have here the Jerusalem Post really heading, which says the classified Yom Kippur War papers reveal failures. Yeah, a lot of failures, unfortunately, found out now. At that time already with the Granat Committee, but now most of shortcoming and include failure to pass on warning of imminent war from a Mossad and so on. So no doubt that what we see here in these headlines, which comes in many papers now, clearly showing a lot of failures, lot of things which really were not used properly. It means messages, informations, and things were like covered, and as we see later in the table, clear indication to this really failure which took place in Yom Kippur War, and unfortunately 2,300 Israelis were killed in this war. So let us see the table now and realizing what the table tells us. So this is the table. So we see the table is the following. Yes. So in the table you see here, best meeting of the Torah of Yom Kippur. You see Yom Kippur War, they come war here. Milchemet in Hebrew, so you have Milchemet, Yom Kippur, it doesn't come as one skip because it is very long, but you have here Milchemet Yom Kippur, best meeting, and then what is amazing is that when we put the date of this war, it came out minimally the Torah. You have here Taf, Shin, Lamed Daled, which is 734 years after creation. So interestingly, facts showing that really this is significant table. Now when we look more into it, we see really what the paper says. It was really a failure. In Hebrew is failure. Mechdal in Hebrew, it was a big mechdal in Egypt. We know that it was really the Egyptians who Israelis thought that after the 6-day war they are weak and will not be able to do anything. So this also was a misunderstanding, and also because of, unfortunately, not, as we saw in Hebrew Midot, not good attributes. And by the way, it is interesting that you have here also the date of the Yom Kippur War, which is Yud Tishrei. You have the 1st of Tishrei, yeah? The 10th day of Tishrei of Yom Kippur. As it is known also that at that time the Prime Minister was Golda Meir, and she felt guilty, and there's a lot of stories about it. They said he was going to commit suicide, but no doubt she felt very bad about all what happened. So it is in Hebrew, Ashma Meir, she felt guilty. And then at that time, the government was the government which really built up of the Mapai and Mapam and so on, all people which really inclined to the left. By the way, it was really Memshal small left, and in fact interesting that you have the name was Marach. Marach was few of those together. By the way, there's also Arab, because also apparently these people did not treat religion as it should be. But as we said, very interesting table, which, as we said, 40 years afterwards, that a lot of discoveries came out that it was really a big failure for many, many sides of Israel, which brought to this tragedy, really. So many people were killed, and the only way to rectify is to do tshuva, to learn. And 40 years, our Rabbi says, 40 years after learning something, a man should really have to understand it. As our rabbis tell us about the Jewish people, generation after 40 years understood the verse of Moshe. So, important teaching, important table, and really 40 years after this terrible tragedy which happened on Yom Kippur, no doubt seeing and realizing, hearing about all these things which were happening at that time, no doubt that should bring us to Tshuva, repentance, and rectify our midot. It means at that time it was a lot of pride, a lot of haughtiness, that they felt the Israelis, they had such successful victory in 6 days, war, did not believe the Egyptians will be able to do what they did. So the only way is to do repentance, to tshuva, to learn from the past and rectifying and doing really what you should do according to the ways of the Torah. And then really this terrible tragedy will bring this kind of benefit to our people.